Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy, or Leo Tolstoy, was born on September 9, 1828, near Tula, Russia. He was the youngest of 4 brothers. Tolstoy lost both of his parents early in his life, mother at the age of 2 and father at the age of 9, which would later have a big impact on his writing style. After the death of his parents, he moved to Kazan, where he later enrolled in a university. Learning did not come easy to Tolstoy. He was extremely prone to partying and had trouble keeping his grades up. Eventually, in 1847, Tolstoy was forced to leave the university without graduating. After the university, Tolstoy tried himself at being a farmer. Although ultimately unsuccessful, this was an extremely important step toward his later career as a writer. During this time, Tolstoy started keeping a journal of his daily life, which would later serve as inspiration for much of his work. After failing as a farmer, Leo Tolstoy spent several years in the army and even fought in the Crimean War. During his time in the army, Tolstoy had a lot of free time in which he wrote his first novel, Childhood, based on his fondest memories of life as a child. Even during combat, Tolstoy continued writing and created the sequel to his first book, called Boyhood. In addition to autobiographical literature, Leo Tolstoy also started writing stories depicting the realities of being a soldier.
Leo Tolstoy, the Russian writer, was a towering mountain in the world of literature. His novels alone would have raised him there, in particular War and Peace and Anna Karenina. But he was also a prodigious thinker, philosopher, and religious man. Alexandra Tolstoy's memories of her father start at the time when most of his novels were already written. His dissolute young manhood was far behind him, and his reputation established well beyond the borders of Russia.
I remember our family when we were 9, but altogether there were 13 children. And 4 of them died before, and then my little brother Anya died later. So after that we were 8. And now I'm the only one left.
At the end of the 19th century, the Tolstoy family lived on their country estate, Yasnaya Polyana, 130 miles south of Moscow. He was Count Tolstoy, with considerable lands and fortune, but possessions and status meant little to him. His personal qualities, as much as his literary ones, made him a kind of magnet, attracting the curious, the respectful, and the ardent from far and near. When these visitors left, the eminent writer became the boisterous father and hurled himself into games with his children.
He used to put us on the carpet, and then we would sit on the carpet and he would go around dragging us on this carpet all around the room, the dining room. And then sometimes he would play another game. There was a big sort of a, I don't know, those baskets they had instead of a luggage, you know, enormous baskets. I don't know, basket like that. They don't use them now. So he would put us into that basket and would carry us around and then put us into some dark corner and say, well, guess, where are you? And sometimes we would and sometimes we wouldn't. But that was also lots of fun, and we took turns. My little brother and then I. The other brothers were too big.
After the war ended, Tolstoy moved to Russia, where he found himself in demand by the local literary scene. During the years that followed, he created some of his greatest novels, including War and Peace and Anna Karenina. At the same time, Tolstoy became extremely outspoken on the matters of politics and religion. He declared himself an anarchist and started speaking out against Christianity. He was eventually ousted by the Orthodox Church and became spied upon by the secret police. During the last part of his life, Tolstoy has established himself as a local guru by teaching his religious and political beliefs. Tolstoy died November 20, 1910. To this day, his novels are hailed as examples of some of the greatest literary work